What happens when you put a wrong name while booking your flight ticket? The worst scenarios are that you have to rebook your ticket. Some airlines do allow to make some corrections, and if you are very unlucky, you might not even find a flight on the same flight because the flights were full. And thirdly, there are several penalties which they will put, cancellation fees, and then the reworked airfare which comes out. All that happens when you put a wrong name. So now let's see what are the common mistakes which we do while booking a flight ticket, and what are the remedies for that. Let's check out in this video. Okay, now the biggest mistake or which everybody does specifically with their first name, people who are having just their first name. Now when you're booking a ticket, nobody tells you that since there is a column for first name and the last name, if you have only on your flight ticket, then you have to put it on the last name as well. So let's say you are booking a ticket on Amit. So if you are not having the last name in your passport, then you will put Amit. Okay. Now, if you don't put that, you might be denied boarding. That ticket is deemed cancelled when you go to the airport. Now, which other mistakes which sometimes we don't understand is, let me tell you one thing before we go ahead. Whatever name is in your passport, that is the name that should go in any of your reservations, whether it's hotel or whether it's specifically with flights. They can be the flight people or the airline people are very brutal on this. Now, sometimes what happens is let's say you write Ajay Kumar Sharma is your name in the passport. Sometimes you write Ajay Sharma. It might create a problem, but with the middle name, some airlines are a bit they will not make a fuss about it, but most of the airlines will make a problem for you, because as I said, the benchmark or the rule is that whatever is in the name is in your passport, that's the name should come in the ticket. Now what happens is the column says first name and the last name. So in the first name, your name will come as Ajay Kumar, and Sharma would be your last name, so that would come into that column. And make sure you choose a salutation, Mr., Mrs. Those you have to also make it correct, because sometimes the airline gets fuzzy on that as well. Now, if you are booking through an agent or somebody else is booking for you, the best thing to do is that you should scan your passport or click a photograph of your passport and send it to him. Now what happens with it happens so many times with us as well. See, the name in the north and the name in the south, the same name can be spelled differently. How? I'll give you an example of Pooja. P-U-J, Pooja, P-O-O-J, Pooja. Okay? And then there is, let's say the guy's name is Rajiv, R-A-J-I-V-E, R-A-J-E-E-V. Both are Rajiv. So if, to not to get into this mess, because then the blame game will start. So it's better always send your passport copy, because that's the only name matters. What happens with in India is that there are so many documents which we have gone through. Now Aadhaar is the only document which is valid throughout. So sometimes many people have different name on their passports and different name on their Aadhaar card. Okay. So when you are booking an international ticket, put the same name which is on your passport. And if you are booking a local ticket, a domestic flight, whatever is there in your Aadhaar card, put that name. This will help you a lot. Now, people this happens with mostly the solo traveler women. Let's say they got married and they didn't have the chance to change their name, and supposedly they were traveling alone for businesses. So you still have your old maiden name, and but your name has changed after the marriage. So I would say use the name which is on the passport. Nobody is bothered, or nobody is going to check that you got married and the name is changed, and that goes for honeymoon couples as well. It doesn't matter. The only thing which matters is what is your name on the passport. What all you can do once you put your name wrongly. Let's talk about that. if you are there is a concept of minor mistakes and major mistakes. Now minor mistake is, let's say, as I gave you example of RAJIVE, so maybe you put RAJEV, you didn't put double E's in that. So some airlines will allow that. I seen with Air India allows that. Even Emirates will allow that. Indigo doesn't allow. Spice doesn't allow those changes at all. They are very finicky with the name change. And if you have, then you can go on the portal. And if you have got now, another thing is that if you have booked through a portal, then go on a let's say Make My Trip or Clear Trips or any of those guys. Then you have to go to them. And if you have booked directly with the airlines, then you will you then have to go to the airline. You don't go to the any other vendor. So this is one thing you need to correct to do. Now other thing, what if you have put a totally wrong name? Then there is no way they will allow you. You have to cancel the ticket. And in cancellation, in the terms of that, you will cancel that ticket. Whatever monies are gone for the cancellation fees are charged, you will lose that money. Plus, you might be getting a ticket at a higher price at that time. Whatever is on that particular day, you have to pay for that. Now, the airlines which allow these name changes, I have seen that there is a fixed pattern. They will charge you, no matter what. Some airlines will charge you for like $30 or something. Some airlines will charge you as high as $100 to $200. Those prices are fixed. Okay, but yes, if there is there is another one thing. If you have mistakes until 3 characters, okay, some airlines will allow that. Every airline you have to go and check. Once you do this, you have to go through the process of their going to their website, because airlines rules apply over here. So up till 3 characters, some airlines will allow that. Most of them will say no, you have to change the ticket. Okay. So these are, I would say, the best I can think about is that always check your passports, because sometimes we make the mistakes of, as I give you the example of Ajay Sharma. You do that mistake of just putting Ajay Sharma, so the Kumar name goes off. That could be a problem. And one more thing, if you are renewing your new passport and you have a first name over there, let's say my mom had her name written, her first name was written, her second name was not written. Now what happens with the new passports is they are considering Aadhaar as the proof. So whatever name is written on Aadhaar, the same name will come to in the passport. And since my mom had her first name, and in Aadhaar she had her full name first and last name, we had to go a lot of trouble for changing that name. We have to give a lot of documents for that. So now they are making it much easier. Earlier they used to allow just the first name. Now they are not allowing that. Whatever is in your Aadhaar card, the same name should come on your passport. And if you have a voter's ID card, PAN card number, I would recommend that make sure you have the same name everywhere. Please go and take the pain. I know it. Some of the processes have really helped us. You can do it online. For some, you do require a lot of documentation. What we have to do was we have to give an affidavit, create an affidavit for a name change, and then we have to give that in a newspaper, Hindi and English, and then you have to keep those copies. You can't cut it. You have to keep the full newspaper with you. So that so some processes are lengthy and some are there, but I would recommend that you should have same name in each and every document. Please go, these centers, some park centers have opened up. They are of great help. So guys, I will catch you in the next videos with more helpful tips for your solo traveling. See you in the next video.